right, scholars, welcome back. Now, we've been researching so much about birds in these last couple of days, and I was beginning to notice a pattern. We were finding words to describe the beak, but in the book, it was also giving us things that these beaks could do. And something that we can do is called a verb, an action word, like I can hop, I can dance, I can run. Those are things I can do. So that is an action word. If you remember earlier in the school year, we played games and you had to think of a verb that went with your first initial of your name. So if I'm Miss Carter, I would say I can, what's something that starts with a C? I can count. Or if I am Taylene, I would say I can twitch. Or if I was Parker, I would say I can pounce. Different things that started with your first initial of your first name. Today, I made this chart of verbs that are, some are weak verbs and some are strong verbs. Just like we learned about adjectives that can be a little bit stronger, to let our reader know what we want them to know about the beak. I found some verbs that were weak and some that were strong, but they both tell what a bird's beak can do. So we're just going to quickly go over the verbs and what bird they are associated with that we've learned about so far. Now, if you can recall, so we've learned about 6 birds so far. We learned about the sparrow, the hummingbird, the macaw, eagle, what else was it? Eagle and woodpecker. And there was one other one, but I can't remember just quite off the top of my head. But I've put together a list of some of these birds and what their beaks do using strong verbs and weak verbs. So in a page in our book, it tells us that the song sparrow can hop. That's a weak verb, hop. But if I say leap, you know that is like a long, I've stretched all the way out and I am leaping across, okay? Or if I say, we said the song sparrow could crack seeds with its beak. It also can bash seeds. Crack or bash? Which one is stronger? Right, bash. If you think of bashing something, you're like, oh my goodness. But crack, it's not really broken. Bashing something, it's like you're tearing it up. Another one is jab. And the weak one of that will be peck. Peck is like, but jab is like very like hard. Our hummingbird. We know that hummingbirds use their beak to drink the nectar out of a flower. So we could say that they drink, or we could say that they gulp the nectar out of a flower. The macaw cuts the flesh from a round of seed, or it uses that beak to tear the flesh. Cut is very gentle. Tear is like, I am ripping it to shreds. The eagle takes its fish from out of the water, or it snatches its fish from out of the water. It uses that beak to peel the skin off, or to strip the skin off. The same with our woodpecker. It uses its beak to hit the wood, or to pound the wood. Hopefully you get the gist of where I'm going with this. A verb is an action word. It is something you can do. You guys, quickly today, I want you to tell me a verb, just like I was saying. So it's like we're playing the game at home today. Give me a verb that starts with your first letter of your first name. If you cannot think of anything, you can use the first letter of your last name. So tell me a verb that starts with either the first letter of your first name or your last name. And make it a strong verb, not a weak verb. Give me a strong verb. Send me a video of yourselves using this verb, okay? And we'll make it fun. Maybe I'll put a video together and show it tomorrow or next week for morning meeting.